I truly feel like we cannot keep using the things that we went through as an excuse to degrade ourselves. Right. And now I see it as this. Just because of the simple fact that, bro, if I were to sit up here in my current situation and be tripping over the fact that, damn, I remember when Shorty called me ugly at the skating rink back 5 years ago, right? Now I say this situation, this ain't nothing to scoff at, and this ain't nothing to put our traumas down to a different spot to make it seem like they're not worth much, but this is just an example, right? And so think about that. Think about me tripping over a girl who called me ugly. Damn, that was 5 years ago. So what the hell do I look like internalizing that today? Why? Like, if I were to sit up here and be like, damn, you're ugly as fuck, just because of that one individual, y'all would sit up here and look at me like I'm insane. Because what? Damn, you really gonna let old girl mess with you like that? You really gonna let? And now, I have the question for you, bro. Yo, traumas, don't they hold that same weight? Different shit can be traumatic for different people. Now, if you get traumatized by that, a girl calling you a little ugly, I'm not gonna lie. Hey, bruh, it's gonna be a long fucking road for you. But, hey, brother, there's one thing that we can do. And there's one thing that we most definitely can do. And what is that? We can see it within ourselves and see who we really are as people. And we can tell ourselves and believe that, you know what, we ain't that, bro. Because guess what? That's external. That's something else that somebody else said. They ain't got shit to do with me. Right. And so it's these things that we go through and we internalize naturally. We just do because we go through life. And I'm not going to lie, for me, I really feel like there's a lot of times that I really didn't give myself the full scope of my trauma. I didn't give myself the full scope of the shit that I done went through. And just because of the simple fact that I was so ready to just push it away and push it into a little hole, a little box, so I don't got to look at it no more. Like, damn, where I put my shoes at? I don't know. I don't know where the shoes at, but they away from me. Just because who the fuck wants to look at their trauma like that? Nobody does. Though the thing is, when you don't look at your trauma, you got to think about what it's doing in the background. Just because you cover the shit with a piece of paper don't mean the shit gonna go away, right? And so if the shit's not gonna go away, it's still gonna be there. And what else is gonna come from that shit? The smell's gonna be there. The flies gonna come around. And guess what, bro? That's what internalizing this shit is. You keeping the shit in the corner. Why you keeping the piece of shit in the corner? Move it. Throw it away. But what we do as people, we leave it there. And so even things for like shit, I'm not gonna lie. Let me tell y'all a little story about a young player, right? And so I done talked about this before, I'm pretty sure. Though while I was going through school and while I was going through my middle school through my high school career, I was not good at shit. I was not good at nothing. I was not good at shit. I would apply myself, no fruit. I would apply myself, no reward. You know what I mean? Like every single time that I would try to do something, nothing would come out of it. Nothing would come out of it. And in addition to that, I would be brought down by other people trying to foreseeing me do something. Oh, you know what? Nah, that little nigga weird. Nah, that little nigga don't got it, bro. Nah, you ain't never gonna be shit. You ain't never gonna be shit. And you know what? If you hear you ain't never gonna be shit enough, you might start to think you ain't ever gonna be shit. And that's one of the craziest things too. And so at that situation, at that point, that's how I was feeling. That's how I was feeling. And I told myself that. It's so much so, it followed me up until my senior year and my last football game ever. My last football game ever. It followed me up until that point. And it really fucked with me, especially during high school, just because of the fact that there was always somebody bigger than me. I'm a small nigga. I'm not that big. And so it's like, in that aspect, when you coming from, oh damn, one of the only things that I'm good at, football right now. And you in middle school, you going up to high school, you really get shown something different. Everybody somehow got a ×20 growth spurt. What the hell? We was all on the same playing field yesterday. And so when it's like that, and there's constantly, you know what, somebody bigger than you, somebody better than you, somebody faster than you, somebody who can, you know what, hit a route better than you. You're always seeing that, you know what, you're at a disadvantage and you're comparing yourself. I was comparing myself to these niggas. Cause I'm like, damn, I'm over here 5'4", 5'3", trying to figure out how can I get me a spot? How can I get me a spot? When there's everybody else who's better than what? Me. When you say it like that, everybody's better than me. You know what? Everybody's more talented than me. Guess how that make you feel? Like you not worth shit. Either that or you're lesser. Because what? You can't jump as high. You can't run as fast. You can't do what they do. And so that's what I was taking on. And all that shit, I was just internalizing it. I was just internalizing it. Just because it's like, well, damn. I'm seeing right now, nothing else that I've been doing has been working. Even my freestyling up until this point is mediocre. My music, mediocre. I only put out one song up until, shit, 3-4 songs up until my senior year. And so what? That shit wasn't booming. And when you see it as the full scope, it's like, well, damn. I started to think to myself, I'm not doing nothing. This shit isn't good. I'm not good enough. But then guess what, bruh? I went through that and my coach taught me that I had value. I may not have everybody else's, though I have my own, right? I may not have everybody else's value. I may not, but I have my own. And that's the thing that I didn't recognize. I ain't recognize that I had some. I ain't recognize that, you know what, it don't matter. Regardless of whatever it is, I'm gonna do it. Like the fuck, like it won't matter because of what? Because I'm there. I'm the one who's putting my value into it. Right? And so at that point too, I was just lost. Just simply. Because what? The only thing I was good at up until that point was football. My freestyling was not that great. And so it's like, well, damn, I'm looking at all of my player skills and I'm like, well, shit, what do I have going for me? Nothing. And then so you go through shit like that and guess what? You internalize that. You hold on to that. And then now what? I'm over here being 20 years old, constantly comparing myself to everybody, trying to figure out why I'm unhappy because I'm trying to see my value in them. I'm trying to see where do I fit? I'm trying to see if there's space for me, but there is space. There always has been space for me. Well, for me and you. You know what I'm saying? There always has been space for new individuals. And if not, we make that damn space. Because, bruh, we over here doing the same thing every day. We work and we see it within ourselves. And so I really think it's crazy as fuck how we go through these things and just for them to show us and tell us who we are temporarily, because that's the whole thing about that shit. It will show you who you are as of right now. As of right now. And so when we go through that and we see how we are as of right now, and you know what, we look back on our traumatic instances, damn, I was a bitch. I wasn't doing shit. You know what I'm saying? Like you really start to see that, you know what, I was not really getting the full grasp of what's going on. Because you sit down here and you really see, like, if I were to talk to myself doing that comparison between other people and all that bullshit, I would have seen for a fact that I'm like, well, okay, why am I comparing myself to somebody else who's in a completely different situation, who has a completely different set of cards, and who has a completely different life than mine? Why am I comparing myself to that? Just because of what? What? You don't want to compare yourself to yourself when you think you're shitty. Why would I compare myself to shit? Who would do that? And don't you see that? Don't you see that? Because why would I compare myself to myself if I don't think I'm worth enough? Why would I? It's the things that you say to yourself. It's the things that are internal. It's the things that you don't think that matter that do matter. It's those things that you say underneath your breath about yourself that you believe. Because we can sit up here all day. We can sit up here all day, say, I'm the man, I'm the man, I'm the man. But shit, if you real life think about yourself as less than shit, then that's how you will feel. You know what I mean? And that's how you gonna see yourself. You know what? You're not gonna want to speak up in certain situations. You're not gonna want to be yourself in certain situations. Because who would want to be shit? And if you view yourself like that, and if you keep seeing yourself as that, you will be nothing more than that. Because It's all too common, bro, that we see a lot of people, hey bro, you got value. Hey bro, you know what? You can really do something there. Hey bro, but it's really hard for us to see it within ourselves sometimes for the most part. I don't know why. Just because I really feel like our vision is just so fucking jaded with all the comparisons and all the you know what, I'm not good enough. I can't do that. I'm not good enough. All that. Our vision is just so fucking jaded that we can't see we the person who's coming on top of all these other situations, that we can't see the person that's coming on top all of these shits that come into our lives to do what? Interrupt us. You got to think about it. You really got to think about it. Your trauma came into your life to interrupt you. This trauma, this thing came into your life to, you know what, try to shake up you. You got to see that. Because, bro, why the hell you trying me? There's a reason why they're trying you. Instead of saying, why me, try me. You know what I mean? That whole type of thing. Because it's everything comes to you. It's going to have to come to you and go through you. But that's if you allow it. That's if you allow that shit, though. Because to a certain point, bro, none of this shit gets easier to deal with. None of this trauma gets easier to handle. None of this shit is so pretty. I just want to put it in a vase with some water. Like, it's not going to be pretty. I'm saying trauma is going to be trauma. It's going to be the shit that we go through. Though the thing is, we can understand how to better manage and how to strategically attack the shit that we go through time. Shit, I'm not gonna lie. You keep hitting the same moveset on somebody who keeps blocking your shit and you keep using it. What, bro? The moveset's not working. It's not. Because we see ourselves in these situations. We see ourselves, you know what, being absorbed by our trauma to a certain extent. And we just let it leech off of us. We do. Because at a certain point, it really do feel like for me, and it felt like for me, if I've been doing this for so long now, why would it matter if I changed? If I've been doing this for so long, for XYZ year, why would I need to change? Why would I need to change? I love to hear shit. I feel good numb. You know what I'm saying? And that's some of that shit that'll hold you back too, bruh. You get so used to not feeling nothing, you don't want to feel nothing no more. Dead ass. And that should be so fucking dead, bruh. That should be so dead. Because then when you start to feeling something, I be feeling weird. Hey, bruh, whatever you trying to make me feel, you need to cut that shit out, bruh. Like, it really do get crazy. Just because of the simple fact that what? We do not allow ourselves to feel. If you're numb, you're not allowing yourself to feel. If you're jaded, you can't see shit. So it makes sense why we would see ourselves in a negative light if we have something that's constantly leeching off of us. It's understandable to not be able to see yourself in a different light when you're constantly a fucking veil of smoke in front of your damn face. It's understandable. But you know what? You got to fan that shit out a little bit and see it for what it is. Because at the end of the day, is it helping you? Is it pushing you? Or is it pulling you? I said 3 things right there. But is it pushing you or is it pulling you? If it's pulling you back to a place, if it's pulling you back to that hole, if it's pulling you back to that bitch, you got to look at that shit and see it for what it is. You real life got to see it for what it is. Because the things that you tell yourself and the things that you attach to that are what's hurting you. Because it's leeching. All of that shit is a leech. The fact that, you know what, you may think you're not good enough, leech. The fact that, you know what, hey, bro, she did this to me, so, you know what, I'm not worth shit to these girls, leech. Oh, what, bro? Damn. I'm trying to think of another one. Leech. Damn. But nah, for real. All these things and all these things that we do, we say, we believe, we think, hold weight. They do. Everything does. And so genuinely think about what you say to yourself. Genuinely think about the shit that you give to yourself. Genuinely think about everything that you really do consciously. Because guess what, bruh? That's what we feed our subconscious. It's the things that are conscious. That's the only thing that we gonna be, you know what, constantly feeding. Right. And so we got to think about that, bruh. If we constantly thinking about, oh, I'm shitty, well, then we gonna feel shitty, right? And it's just a matter of you seeing it within you. You have that value. Though me telling you isn't going to do nothing for you. It's not. Just because of the simple fact, what? You hear that you have value. But if you look in the mirror, can you tell me you see it? Genuinely, bro. That's my question to you. Question for you. Stay up, tee up, bruh. Sheriff Walkie in it bit. Sheriff Walkie out there bit. And I really do appreciate y'all. I'm not gonna lie. Thank y'all with me for these last couple of months. Thank y'all for bearing with me for like. Thank y'all, bro. Because I'm not gonna lie. There's just been a lot going on. And I'm glad y'all ain't cracked out on a nigga. Y'all ain't left a nigga yet. So we still booming. Best believe, bro. We coming with some different shit. Adios.